we've got another crazy situation with a relationship, and I'll let you get this one first, Larry.
Uh-oh.
Russell Simmons' youngest daughter. Let me just put this on up here. His youngest daughter got caught out this past weekend on a Wild Island trip with a man that's 65 years old, and I think she might be 21, something like that, 21, 22. I even say 23. She's very young. Now, let me give you the predicate. She is a college graduate of Harvard. Now, all the things I've seen since this has come out caused me to want to question if she went to Harvard legitimately, because we've seen the stuff that happened with Lori Loeffler, and she just seems very young and impressionable to me. She did a video where Larry, now for those of you that want to know, and I'm not going to go in full detail, but when I was 26, I went on a date with someone that was 19, and I can tell you it was not a fun experience. I'm just like, what the? I'm just telling you, it was not. And this 19-year-old was into dating people even older than me. She had went on a date with a dude who was a white guy that was 49. So let me just play the video, then we can get into the nuts and bolts. That's exactly what I said. That's what Monique said too. But here we go.
Russell Simmons reacts to his daughter Aoki Lee's new romance with restaurateur Vittorio Asaf. On April 2nd, the 21-year-old daughter of the music mogul and model Kimora Lee Simmons was photographed kissing 65-year-old Vittorio on a beach on the Caribbean island of St. Bart's. At one point, the entrepreneur was seen lying down and taking photos of Aoki as she posed near him on the sand. Their steamy getaway caused a stir online, and now Aoki Lee's dad is weighing in, telling TMZ in a statement, "I'm not going to kick and scream about her choices." The Def Jam co-founder adds, "All I can do is offer my advice and unconditional love." According to the outlet, 66-year-old Russell had a heads up from Aoki that pics of her and Vittorio kissing on the beach would be hitting the media. While neither Aoki nor Vittorio has commented directly about their beach PDA, the 21-year-old did share a cryptic selfie on her Instagram stories April 5th, which read, "Well, now I know why folks were calling me." Both Aoki and Vittorio recently shared pics of themselves in St. Bart's, but did not include images of the other. She shared carousels of bikini shots, while he posted a photo of himself with a longtime male friend at a restaurant on the island March 29th. Aoki is the youngest daughter of Kimora and ex-husband Russell, who also share 24-year-old daughter Ming Lee Simmons. The Baby Fat founder is also mom to sons Kenzo, Gary, and Wolf. Vittorio is also a parent. He and his ex-wife, model Charlotte Bonstrom, share kids Vittorio, 21, and Valentina, 17. Aoki graduated from Harvard University in 2023 after being accepted to the school at age 16.
All right, Larry, the floor is yours. How you feel about Aoki, her daddy issues? The man is 60. Now, he's very wealthy, Larry. He's the co-founder of some, billion-dollar company. I'm sorry, Larry. I'm going to just say this, Larry. To me, this just feels like the dude has just got him a very expensive call girl, but they calling it a relationship. But the floor is yours.
Man, geez. I'll be honest with you. Anytime after what's his name, the dude that quote unquote committed suicide while he was in prison.
Oh Lord.
I don't trust hearing anything about old white men and young ladies on islands.
Me neither.
It just gives me the heebie-jeebies immediately. But
did you see that he was there with his best friend too?
Yeah. So, but here's the thing, right? This is where she comes from money. She's not only an intelligent woman, but she comes from money. And so she understands that she doesn't need to do this. If like these other young ladies that they had during Epstein stuff, these were young women that were often beautiful, but downtrodden, to be, for lack of a better phrase. They didn't have a lot. And so they were looking for something. And they were able to, Epstein and the other folks that abused them were able to take advantage of that need. She doesn't have that. She comes from money. Her parents support her, have supported her. She has a Harvard or a Harvard degree. I don't know, it's law because she's not old enough to have gone to law school yet. But she clearly has good decision-making skills, and she's choosing to decide to do this. Now, I don't know if it's like some people are thinking maybe she has daddy issues. Maybe she hasn't spent enough time with her father because he was running these different corporations, and a lot of people who come from families like that, especially her mom also was starting her own business. So maybe they just didn't spend enough time together. But it could just be this dude has game. I don't know. I mean, I want to say all kinds of bad stuff, but to be honest with you, because of who she is and where she comes from, I can't really say this was not just a clean, conscious decision. And she decided to make it.
So Larry, and Monique, I'm coming to you, but I had the same discussion with my wife, kind of in the tone you just said, because I was trying to say she went to Harvard. So she's either really smart or she got into Harvard because they pulled a Lori Loeffler thing. No. Now, my wife, who is a doctor too,
Harvard like that, you still have to get out. You still have to get to get out.
Well, Larry, we've seen situations where there's people that have paid to get out too, but they're saying that this girl had decent GPA. But I mean, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
I'll not know the same. Street smart versus book smart.
That's true, and that was my argument. I tried to say that, but and then I tried to make Larry's argument a little bit. I was like, but Crystal, she's smart. She comes from money. It's not like she's broke and poor. Maybe she's with the dude because she's like him. And then Crystal played a video for me where she was like, Lamont, stop it. You dated a young chick. Stop it. She played the video that I don't have, Larry, where she was talking about what was going on the island and basically saying she sounded like a teeny bopper.
She did.
Her video, she was basically saying, just name dropping stuff she wants her big daddy to buy for her, basically. Like Gucci, Prada, all this kind of crazy stuff. It sounded very childish, Larry. And I'll give the floor to Monique on this. My wife said that, Lamont, you can make that argument that maybe it's consensual and all you want to. But the biggest issue here is that this man is 65 who has 65 years of life wisdom. This girl is 23 and don't got that much wisdom. And he can take that wisdom and shape and mold her the way he wants to, because she doesn't have that quote unquote life wisdom yet.
Let me just say something before you jump in, Monique, is that if this woman is, and I haven't seen the video that you're speaking of, Lamont, so I'm speaking just on the brief mention that you made. But if she's up there saying, these are all the things I want my sugar daddy to buy and whatever else, if she comes from money, and if she's saying she wants this guy to buy her all this Gucci this, Prada that, and all this stuff, if she basically wants to hoe herself out for material items that her mom and dad could buy for her, she could probably buy with her own, family credit card. If she wants to hoe herself out for purses and shoes, then that's her decision to make. I don't think it's a good decision, but that's her decision to make. And because she comes from money, she has other ways to acquire those things. She can simply, and she's a model at that, she can simply go to some club and say, I want to host a night. Put my name on your flyers, pay me 30, 40 grand. I'm going to host a night. I'm going to keep the door and 25% of the bar. People do it all. You have all these housewives that do that all over the country. She can make a fortune off that. Mm-hmm. But she obviously she's there for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it seems like she's there of her own accord. And if she's not, if she's up there being trafficked or something, then that's a different thing. But it didn't appear to be the case.
Your floor, Monique, but let me give you this caveat. Her mama came out and said, on my last nerves, and the mama had a video. But I don't know how the mama can make such a statement on my last nerves when she just basically watched you do the same thing twice. Not once, but twice. Floor is yours, Monique.
Oh my God. Okay. I have so much to say, and I want to just really flush it out and articulate it the best way.
Okay.
There is
oh boy.
so much in here, and I want to just get it out the right way.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll help you. We got your back.
I want y'all to understand.
Okay.
From a psychological standpoint, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what society say. I don't care if y'all agree with me. I really don't care. There is nothing normal about a 22-year-old girl being with a 65-year-old man. That is not normal. Let's start there.
I disagree, but go on.
Absolutely not. Let's do the math. How many years? I'm not good at math. What's the age gap?
If you just say 20,
you can't even figure out the age gap, and you saying this, girl?
43. That is just, y'all are gonna tell me that is normal?
Yes, let me go. You say I'll either tell you what the reasons why, or I'll wait till you're done. But I think it's not only do I think it's normal, I think it has been the norm throughout almost all of human history. And that has been the norm because the way our societies have worked from the very beginning, women have wanted a male that was established that could take care of them. Those happen to be men that were a bit older because they've had time to grow, mature, become physically stronger, to acquire things. And so women that were younger, that were able to have kids, that were still fertile, would go towards the established men. So it's always been that there were older men with younger women. It hasn't been, I think, until fairly recent in our history in this country that we've had people that were more equally yoked being together. Because even if you go to other countries today, people are still very much like, you go down to Central South America, you have 40-year-old men who regularly date 18, 19-year-old women and get married. That's a very, in much of the rest of the world, that is the norm.
I can see 20.
Larry, I can see 20. It's a very American ideal.
I can
see 20.
I can see 15. Depending on the age of the woman, I might even
see
20. But a mother trucking 43-year age gap. We're not gonna act like that's not excessive. That is excessive.
If you're a man and you want to have kids, if you're like, because he's on a second marriage, if you're a man and you want to have kids again, you're not going to date a 35-year-old because by the time she gets pregnant, that's going to be nearing a geriatric pregnancy. So what you do is you go find someone who's younger, that's in their 20s.
I understand the concept, but
Larry, let her make a point.
My bad.
Agree with this scenario. I understand what you're saying. Like I said with Lamont, I've seen 10-year age gap, 15-year age gaps, maybe even. We're not going to pretend like a 43-year age gap is not excessive. That's point number one. I also just think it's predatory. I'm sorry. A 60, this is my opinion. Y'all do not have to agree with me. I am okay standing alone. A 65-year-old man has no business dating a 21-year-old girl. What the actual F, besides sex, are you going to get from her? Like Lamont said in his own life, he was 20-something, went out with a 19-year-old girl, and he probably wanted to stab his eye out with a fork because it was so unstimulating. There was no context. And I'm not even going to make it a general. Let's stick with Aoki. If you saw that video that Lamont referenced of her in the car, it was not on no sugar daddy. It sounded like a little girl saying, "Daddy, daddy,
yeah,
ice cream, daddy, I saw a Gucci purse that I like. Can we stop and get it, daddy?" That is what it screamed, immaturity. I don't even want to be insulting. I don't know if she's on the spectrum or not. I'm telling you, it screamed. It screamed.
Can we find that video and put it up?
So Larry, I did an injustice by not bringing that video because, like I said, I was kind of with Crystal. I was kind of talking like you were talking a little bit, but when she showed me that video,
oh hey Scorpio, the vibes for this drama. When
she showed me that video, Larry, it just went back to the arguments that all the women are making. Like everything Monique Nicole's saying, most women are making that exact same argument. To be honest with you. And if you was to see that video, you probably lean more toward her side. But go ahead, Monique, finish your point.
She is so childlike that it's very concerning to me. I know 21, 22, you are a child. Really, you are young, but she is very childlike. She acts and she talks like she's younger than her actual age. So that's very concerning for me. You guys know my stance. I don't agree with the older man and the younger woman. Now, look, I'm in my 30s. That's what I'm saying. I think it depends on the age. I'm about to be 34. If I wanted to date a 50-something-year-old man, I think that would be more fitting. I just do not agree with a 21-year-old dating a 65 man. You guys cannot convince me. Aside from that, I 100% think that she has daddy issues. 100,000% think she has daddy issues. There was another clip that I saw from a couple years ago with her and Russell, and they were talking on like Instagram Live or something, and she's joking with Russell and says, it was about money. And she was like, well, if you don't help support me, or if you don't give me this, I'm going to go find a sugar daddy. And he was like, what'd you say? She was, I'll send it to you. I'll send y'all on the group chat. She was like, yeah, I'm going to find me a sugar daddy, dad. She's very childlike. So I just think I'm not for this. I'm just so disgusted by it. I'm not okay with it.
That doesn't sound childlike. That sounds calculating. It sounds like she's fully aware and self-actualized, and she's using sort of the childlike affectations to sort of get what she wants. The idea that men like these young impressionable women. She doesn't seem impressionable. She seems like she's fully aware of what's going on, and she's using these childlike affectations to basically manipulate the people around her to get what she wants, whether it be the old millionaire who's taking her to a fancy private island buying her stuff, or to her dad to help her dad say,
let Moochie jump in. Larry, let Moochie jump in. And two things can be true. What Larry's saying could be true, as well as her being immature. Go ahead, Moochie. Hammer.
Mozzarella?
Go ahead. It's your turn.
Yes.
Because we know you like to date young men, Moochie. I heard about your young men. Go ahead.
Her mother fumbled the bag. Remember, she got all of the money from Russell and the husband, the last husband she was married to, basically was a scammer and took all of the money. They don't have any money. This girl is not used to living like this. And now that the money is gone and her father's on the run, let's call it what it is, because he's in Bali. They're saying he's not on the run because he has his whole yoga practice there. But he's not giving her any money anymore. The money is gone.
Okay.
So she has to. She's learning. She's doing just what her mother did. Her mother was with Russell when she was 16 years old, and Russell was in his 30s. Now, as far as Larry does have a point. That's how marriage was always geared, where people were marrying younger women. At that time, if you look back from before, I heard you say, Larry, and I'm on board with that, because you're 100% right about that. And now they're trying to
We lost her. Here she comes back.
Okay.
You heard me?
You said that marriage has always been like that, and then you cut out.
Okay, like I said, it's always been where it was the older woman and the younger woman. Not until the 90s, they started saying it's such a crime that this person is with a younger person. And it is true, because the older person knows how to manipulate that younger person better. Yeah. Even if it's an older man with a younger woman, or older woman with a younger man, we see it happen in the Terry, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Part of that has to do.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say part of that is a lack of training on the mother's faults, on the mother's side, because it used to be back in the day that mothers taught their daughters how to get a good man and how to get what they wanted from their situation. Women didn't have the rights to do certain things, so they were taught how to manipulate their situation so they can get what they wanted and needed by convincing the man that they were with to do it. They're not taught how to do that anymore. Now they're taught you can go out and get everything yourself, except when they can't because they either don't have the skill set or the motivation or the skill or the talent, whatever.
But
then
she's
they try and
very smart.
use what they do have, which is
doing this.
She might be
She's
smart.
really smart. I don't understand why she's doing this.
Academically, she is smart academically. We don't know if she is smart and emotionally intelligent at her age and street smart and life smart.
And that video, Monique
smart.
talking about.
Tell that.
Yeah.
But she has enough knowledge to open a business and stuff like that with connections she has. Her father's name is Mud right now, and they probably not getting jobs. Remember, she already said it in one of the videos that she's not getting modeling jobs because people are saying she's anorexic.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
then
that's
go eat a
look
potato
that
steak
people
dinner.
are really into right now. People aren't into
go
that
eat a steak
anorexic
dinner.
look.
Like, nigga, go lift some weights, eat a steak
right
dinner.
now. Their money is low. Her mother's in hiding. She was basically supporting everything. Kimora went live with all of this. This man he basically left them. And now the money's gone, and now she got to fend for herself. So this is what she got to do. Use what she got to do what she wants.
I'm gonna have to push back a little bit. I don't think he left them. I mean, the man, the mother and him, the Kimora and him are divorced, so he has no responsibility for her. She's been married. She's been often married to another man. He put his children.
I mean, like he left the country. That's what I mean when I say that.
Okay, he left the country. I was gonna say, but Russell Simmons.
Their marriage was over. She was already with someone else, Kimora.
Right. Russell Simmons has done his part for his family. He paid his wife, his ex-wife, when she left or he left. That was taken care of. He has put his daughters through elite universities in this country. They have, the one has a Harvard degree. I mean, he doesn't owe them anything more. He has given them the tools that they need to go out into the world and make their own path. So some people may say, look, he's dogging them out. But if she wants to live a certain lifestyle and she can't afford to live that on her own paycheck, then to say that she seems immature because she went and found herself a sugar daddy, to me, that says the exact opposite. That says that she's very cunning. It says she knows exactly what she's doing. She wants to live a certain way. She can't afford it, so she found an alternative route. And that to me says that she's very cunning, very self-actualized, and there's none of this. She's immature and she just doesn't understand what she's doing. No, it sounds to me like she knows exactly what she's doing and getting exactly what she wants.
She does.
She just has to pay the price for it. Some people have to spend 80 hours a week working at a law firm. Some people have to go kiss an old man on the beach.
And some people go strip down the pole like you in P Valley.
Exactly. You have to choose what your tolerance level is.
Monique, you get the last word on this, then we're going to get ready to get out of here. Last word go to Momo.
No, I think everybody has made very good points. I do see where everybody's coming from. I'm still not going to back down on the mental state of her, the psychological state of it. There's something off. But I do understand that money might be tight. And, I really agree with what everybody's saying. It's just this for me is never going to be okay. For me, I'm never going to be okay with a 43-year age gap between a young girl that's 21 and a man that's 65. It doesn't feel right to me. It's gross to me. It feels predatory to me. I'm never going to stand for it.
So Mo, I would say that as much as you say that she's got mental health problems, you probably can look at him and say the same damn thing. Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's cool. I don't care who. I've just never been one to like it. And I do want to make a general point. I understand that, like I said earlier, society, history, all that is factual. I know back in the day, even multiple different cultures, if you look outside of different cultures, marrying off young women to older men, you're right. It goes back in history. But I want to just say, with society, our culture, everything, just because something was the norm 40 years ago doesn't make it right. It was also the norm to beat the hell out of your wife and make her barefoot and pregnant, and she had no rights. Women had no right. That was the norm too. But
it was wrong.
Make it right. So that's all I'm trying to say from a general standpoint. I understand it was normal, but it doesn't make it right.
Can I ask you a question? And since you have the last word, can I ask you a question about this? Is it if you're saying it's predatory? Who's the predator here? Because it sounded to me like you were saying that she just told her dad that if he doesn't give her what she wants, she's gonna go find a sugar daddy. Yeah. And so she premeditatively went and found herself a very wealthy man. And when she's sitting in the car saying, "Oh, can you buy me this? Oh, can you buy me that?" It sounds to me in some respects like she's a straight up gold digger. Like she wants these things. She found someone that can give her all these things. And now she's up there asking him to buy all these things. So who's the predator? It sounds to me like she went out and sought him out. And now she's put him in a position to buy her all this stuff. So I'm asking, who's the predator? If there is a predator, who is the predator? Because I don't see a predator in this situation. I see a very consensual, amicable thing. He wants her youth and beauty, and she wants his money. It seems to me like they're getting both what they want.
So that's Monique. That's why I said this is nothing but a call girl flipped to a relationship. Really, I
feel like two things can be true at the same time, Larry. I agree with a lot of the points that you're making. I do think it can be looked at as a transactional situation.
Yeah, definitely.
But for me, y'all do not have to agree. I find it predatory when a 65-year-old man wants to get with a 21-year-old, and that is just my opinion, and it's not changing.
But if she pursued him, who's not?
She's not innocent. Monique. She's not innocent. She's not innocent.